This is episode 8, part 1 of Pitchin' It with Ben. In this episode, I am joined by best friends Prima Thammaraks and Jan Meechai. Back in April, Jan and her friends Arya and Moria Jutanigarn were trying to get back to Thailand as the COVID situation began to escalate in the US. She details an absolutely wild journey that included canceled flights, reserving a private jet, canceling that private jet, closed embassies, Thailand restricting air traffic, and more. You really need to hear it to believe it. We also talk about Jan and Prima's friendship, as they talk about how they met, when they realized they'd be best friends, their first event on the LPGA, and more. And next week, in part 2, they talk about their professional careers, playing Q School and Q Series, how different their games are, and a lot more. Honestly, Prima and Jan are two of my favorite people to talk to, and that's why 3 hours went by in the blink of an eye. I hope you enjoy listening to these two great storytellers, and as always, thanks for listening. And if you could, please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And we jump in here with Jan and Prima talking about Jan's 14-day quarantine once she arrived in Thailand.
Complaining, she's like, oh, I'm so bored. And then I was like, okay, if Jan can't do this, nobody can. Like, this is pretty much her life. So
for me, it's quite fast.
Really?
14 days. It's quite fast. Yeah, because I thought it's gonna be like slower than this, but it's pretty fast. More than I think.
I think it was you were just looking forward to waking up every day and being like, day one.
Yeah, which series I'm gonna watch? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how I'm trying to remember. 2 weeks is a long time, though. I'm trying to remember. I feel like you progressively got, like, your smile got bigger, though. Like, day 14.
Yeah. on the story.
The first day is
like in the first day I was like, oh, but it's so tired because it's like jet lag. I woke up like 4:00 every day in the morning. It's kind of jet lag a little bit. Yeah.
And like May's manager is May's manager, or not manager, like one of our friends. He also is in the group with us.
Yeah.
And when these girls were so worried because the day that they got in was like Saturday night or something, and then they're like, when do they count the first day? Like, do they count the first night, or do they not count the first night? And then we pranked them so hard, like May's friend, like our friend, the other guy that's in our group, he's like, oh, I heard they don't count like weekends and public holidays. Like, you guys start on Wednesday pretty much. And they're like, what? And May's like, okay, that's very funny. And then Jen's like, wait, what? How can they do that? That's not like, nobody said anything. We're like,
Got her. So wait, Jan's the most gullible one? Is that what we're saying?
yeah, I think it's pretty close between Jan and I. But I think because I was in that situation, it was Jan.
Whoa.
So she's gonna have to get payback on you at some point. That's what's.
It's okay. Tomorrow she gonna come to my place. So.
Oh, okay. Watch
I'm gonna
out.
put some spicy food for her.
Ooh.
It actually came from Mo's mouth, to be honest. You have to get back at Mo, because Mo did say that you would believe anything that anyone said. Didn't Mo say that? That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Sure. You can blame the people that aren't here to stick up for themselves. That's okay.
Exactly. I'm gonna go with that.
Well, okay, so I do want to hear, though, a little bit about each of your different quarantine experiences, because Jan's has been at a different level. Prima's been like halfway free, kind of, and Jan just had 2 weeks of being in a tiny room.
Do you want to listen about like how we get back to Thailand?
Yeah. I
Like
would like
my
to hear that
experience?
experience. Yeah, I want to hear that. I want to hear that story.
I was in the US at when I think 12th of March, because I'm kind of worried that they're gonna, have a like quarantine for 14 days before we play in Arizona. So I went there like earlier for I think 2 weeks earlier.
I think Jan was supposed to leave like the same week as me.
Yeah,
But like
exactly.
the Metro started like a week later than Arizona.
Yeah.
But like I was gonna go like a week early anyway, so that would be like the same week with Jan. But we were talking about it, and Thailand was. I think didn't we worry about like something closing, like someone closed the traffic?
No, but Thailand, it's like getting bad. But that time in the USA, it's fine. Like it's nothing happened.
Right.
Yeah. So Thailand, it's getting bad. So I'm like I'm worried about like the US gonna block like some country.
Probably
Yeah, some people from another country to get in there. So I went there earlier, like 2 weeks, I think. And then stay there for 5 nights, I think 5 days. So LPGA tell us that they're gonna cancel the Arizona event, and then what is the next one? Like gear and the ANA, right?
Yes.
So yeah, so we kind of like not really agree though, but yeah, we think it's so like it's high risk to play in there. But we decide to stay in the US.
Okay. And was that
like we think it's gonna be safer, like more safer than Thailand.
Okay. And were you at that point still thinking that possibly, because all you knew at that point was that they canceled or postponed those 3 events, at least at that time?
Yeah, those 3, and then we think like they're gonna cancel Hawaii for sure, LA for sure, because it's getting worse.
Yeah.
In the West Coast.
But we still want to stay in the US, like for like whatever.
After they left, like they started closing down all the stuff and all the like golf courses and stuff. So like at least in the US, you can still practice. And,
yeah, in Florida, especially in Florida, like everything is still open. And then I think in the morning of 28th March, like Kira came to Mo House. I just woke up like 10 o'clock, I think. So I walked down, and then I hear they like, what do you call, like talking to each other, like so loud and then so stressed. Like they want to go back to Thailand. I was like, why you want to go? Like here it's fine. Like here it's okay. But Gira kind of worried about like if we like get the coronavirus, like it's so hard to go to the hospital because it's so many people, and then it's the doctor and the nurse, like they don't have enough doctor to take care of us. Yeah, and that time we decided to go back to Thailand.
Okay. And this was before the tour made the announcement, like that basically
they postponed,
and like it would be a long postponement. You left before that point. But
yes,
it was after, right?
No, it was before.
I think they made another update, I think, but then it wasn't like the big like May and June would also be off. I think it was like they announced the cancellation of like 3 more tournaments or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But so it makes sense to me also, just if I had some family and stuff during spring break time in March, like they wanted to go somewhere, and this is a much lesser, because we could just drive somewhere and drive back. But like your home being on the other side of the world is like, if you know you're gonna be stuck for like 3 months, would you rather? And I know you guys have like, the U.S. is kind of like your second home, but do you want to be like home or like,
home?
you know, like Thailand? I feel like I would feel more comfortable like
at home.
Like at home. If I knew I had to be stuck there for like 3 or 4 months, or who knows, because we really don't know exactly. But I would rather be like at where all my family's at and my friends and things that are very familiar, and that's how I would feel. I don't know if you feel that way at all either.
No, but actually that time I swear, like I feel like it should be okay in here. Yeah, I swear. But
I think like another thing too, like a lot. Well, I can say for your family, right, Jan, and my family, we have our grandmas and like our mom and dads are here, and like they're all over 65, right? So, like,
yeah,
it's, I think for us too, like it's safer if you're already like in the US than if you're staying, then you kind of feel like, oh, you should probably stay away from them for another like 21.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
That's like part of it.
That makes sense too.
But I mean, I'm sure
the decision,
14 days, I'm happy to be home.
Yeah, but when they make the decision, it's kind of like, you know, make me like I want to go back home.
Yeah.
It
sounds like it was very sudden for you. Like, you guys had you discussed it at all, or you just woke up one morning and you were like, oh.
Yeah. It's like that. It just woke up and then, you want to go home right now? Like in 3 days? I was like, are you sure? Yeah. But I think here is fine. We figured out like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, and then Kira did call his friend. He's Thai people, but born and raised in the US. He works, what do you call, like Pesat at Prim?
He
pharmacies.
Okay.
He said like, I haven't been sleep for 3 days, like 3 nights. It's mean he worked like 24 hours for 3 days. So it's mean like the situation is getting worse. So Kira did decide to go back home, like in 3 days.
Okay. And then
so we booked the tickets on 2nd April. but that day it's 28, right? So the next day it's 29. They cancel our flight from Orlando to Detroit. So we have to reroute again, like book the new flight. So we decided to go from Orlando to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Korea, and then Korea to Bangkok. And then on 30, they cancel our flight again. And we were like, what should we do? Because we can't go up. Like the flight in domestic, it's keep cancel. Like it's every hour like that. So we booked the new ticket from Tampa. We decided to drive from Orlando to Tampa, and then Tampa to Detroit to Korea, Bangkok. And then they cancel our flight on 1st April around 11 p.m.
Oh, it was almost time to leave.
Yeah, it's so stressed. Like it's keep sent the email that okay, change the time, change the flight. I think it's like 6 or 7 times that they change our flight, like keep rerouting. Yeah, it's so stressed.
And you guys have gone on a lot of flights before.
Yeah.
You ever had that many? You must have never had that many cancellations before.
No.
It's so crazy. Prim feels stressed.
Yeah.
When I call her, like, oh, I can't go that flight. It's cancel my flight again. It's cancel my flight again. When I call her, like, Prim, I have to change the date. I can't.
Because when those guys left, like everybody, you know, Kirade, Mo, May, and like Dan, they're both like, Prim, you have to come now because, you know, maybe the U.S. will start blocking traveling from Asia. Like, you know, we never know, and like, you know, what if you can't get in? And I'm like, I know, like, I'm so stressed. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, Dan, I need to change your tickets and then go. But after they left, like, everything started to close down here in Thailand too. Like, you can't practice. You can't, like, go out. Everybody's staying home. Like, we're kind of in, like, a mini lockdown. So, like, everybody, you know, Kiradate and everybody that's there, like, the girls, they're all are, like, texting me, like, you should just come here. Like, get here. Like, what are you still doing? And then, like, the week has, and everything's canceled. And I'm like, okay. So I'm stuck here. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys coming back? And I'm like asking them every day. I'm like, please come back. Like, I am so bored. Like, come back. You know, I need you. I have no friends. All my friends are in here. So I'm like, come back. And they're like, no, you know, we're fine. We're safe here. And then when they said they're finally coming back, like, I was so excited. But then, like, after Jan's story, it just seems like they're never getting back, really. You know, just because, like, the situation seems like it's going to get worse and worse. And, like, within a week, all the flights are canceled. And, like, if flights are canceled, it probably means that you shouldn't be traveling. So, you know, like, and then the next part of the story
so we can't go on 2nd April, right? So we decided to change it from 2nd to 4th. Yeah. And we decided to book the private jet. So we make sure that we can go out from Orlando to Detroit. We still use the Delta airline from Detroit to Korea and Korea to Bangkok. But we booked the private jet from Orlando to Detroit. So we make sure that we have a flight, like, 100%. Okay, everything is deal. And then next morning on 3rd, somebody from Thailand, they call us. But that time it's 11 p.m. in Thailand. They call us that, okay, Thailand gonna lock down everything. Close the traffic air. Like, everything. You cannot go into the country. I was like, you can. Like, we was like so stressed because we have a flight tomorrow. You know what I mean, right? And when you and that time when you want to go back to Thailand, you have to send the details, like, everything, like, fit to fly. You have to go to the clinic and then check your body that you're okay to fly. And then you have to send everything to the embassy. And then the Thai embassy, they're going to send I don't know what to say, like, the form to, like, agree that you can go. And we keep changing that, like.
And, like, the thing is, the date has to match. So
the dates have to match.
The form, like, needs to be within 24 hours or, like, 30 hours of your arrival in Thailand.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that time they also closed the embassy as well.
Yes.
And I was like, oh no, I want to go back home. And that's how it's made me really want to go back home.
The 4th, right? Like, they said they're closing from the 4th to the 15th or something. The embassy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they close for like 12 days or 15 days, I think.
Yeah,
because they want to like stop people to get in the country, because it's getting worse when the people from like around the world go in there and then no quarantine at all. And then everything is bad.
It starts to go back up. Yeah, we've seen that in several countries. It seemed like China was getting better, and then they had a sudden like it go. And
Yeah,
I think
because
Vietnam had the
people
same thing.
around the world, yeah, because of travel.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah, and
wild.
then so when they decide to close the country, like close the traffic air, so we have to cancel the private jet, and then and then we have to pay like half of the price.
Oh God.
It's so bad. I know it's expensive, but you know, we want to go back home, so we decided to book the private jet.
Right.
And then we have to wait for like a week.
Yeah.
Is it 2 weeks, Prim?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks. At that point, I was like, okay, screw it. Like, I'm probably gonna have to start talking to my ceiling. When they're gonna getting back here.
Yeah. Yeah, and that time I think they're not gonna open like for a long time.
Yeah. I talked to the girls, and it was so funny because like May and Mo were saying like the embassy, like we changed the form so many times. The lady at the embassy,
like I have a tons of email from the embassy that changed my flight. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
I
the
even have to
It's like
call
so
them.
funny, like when they have to get their approval, like because the embassy, Jan was like the embassy had to call us and was like, "Are you gonna change the dates again? Because we're calling tomorrow." Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jan's like, I don't know, you know. We're just gonna stick with what we have right now. But and like when I saw the news, because like when Jan said she got the call at 11 about they might be closing the air traffic.
Yeah.
I was sitting at home and I saw the news that like 3 people has escaped like the quarantine processing, like the quarantine process at the airport.
Like
And-
Thai people.
Yeah, and then
So that's why they closed the
the
traffic.
huge thing the next day, like the people that came in that night, like all 200 people, they had their list, their names like on the front page of the newspaper, and they're like, okay,
On the blacklist.
anybody who knows these people, like they need to come back and register. Like if everybody doesn't come back, like I don't know what was gonna happen, but like they had already said that because 3 people escaped like the quarantine process, you know, last night, there might be closing the air traffic, and I'm like, oh God, no. Oh no. I'm like, not this. But
Why this time? Why now? Like, why right now? Why you not escape like next few days? You know what I mean, right? It's like it's third.
I keep texting them. I'm like, Jan, like, when are you getting back? Like, I don't even know if they're getting back because they don't even know if they're gonna get back. And I'm like, Jan, when are you gonna get back? Like, when are you guys getting back? She's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know anymore. Like, I'm so busy. Like, I texted her. Like, she doesn't reply. Like, they said one day they were on the phone the whole time trying to figure out how to get back. And then eventually she's like, you know what? Like, as soon as my feet touch the ground in Thailand, I'll text you. I'll be like, I'm back.
I'm here. Like, I'm here. Finally.
Oh,
oh my
And then they closed the air traffic to like 18 April.
17. Mm-hmm.
So we have to call the embassy again because right now they're gonna limit the people to get in to the country like 200 per day. Only 200 people from around the world.
That's like
200
one
per
flight,
day.
maybe not even.
Yeah, only one flight.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and everybody have to like come to Korea, I think, and take the flight from Korea to Thailand. And when 18 morning in the US, we drive to the airport, like for the private jet. Like we're so worried, like that we're gonna stuck in Detroit. We're so worried, like something gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if we fly from Orlando to Detroit, and then let's say Thailand change their mind, close the country again, so we have to stuck in Detroit. We have nothing in there. Maybe we have to drive back because there's no flight at all.
Yeah.
We're so worried.
I can't
But
imagine.
everything is fine.
Well, so how about when you finally did get on a flight officially, like in the air
Korea?
to Korea? Yeah.
Um,
Like, was
You
there
know
any
what,
sense of
actually
relief,
from-
or during that flight were you like, please just let us
From
land
the-
and get
the-
another flight?
yeah, from Detroit to Korea, it's delayed a little bit, and we almost cannot catch like the flight from Korea to Thailand. But anyways, they have to wait for us because we only 200, like the first 200 that can get in after they close the traffic. You know, they have to wait for us anyway. But when we land on like
In Korea.
on the airport in Thailand, I was like, Axmo, I was like this. And May was like, what the heck are you doing? I was like, I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm the only one who did that.
Oh god.
Oh, you were so like
I'm not surprised.
on the plane, like in your seat,
Yeah.
you just like,
Woo!
I'd be excited too. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine that. It's kind of ironic too that that was your reaction, since you were like the last one who really wanted to leave at the very beginning.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the last one.
And then after all of that, you're like the most excited.
Yeah. And when we step out of the plane, like everyone wearing like NASA suit. You know NASA?
Like a spacesuit.
Like a spacesuit.
Yeah.
Like we are kind of like, what do you call, like
a bacteria.
yeah, bacteria.
Gross.
Have you watched Monsters Inc?
Oh yeah.
You remember when the little girl's sock gets out and they're like, ah! Like those.
Yeah.
They had suits like that. And you were like,
Yeah.
okay, so what was that process like? They like, you got sanitized or sanitized?
Yeah, we are. And then we have to sit because we have like, I think we have about 150 people in the flight. So we have to sit and then put our details, and then we have to have the form, like the fit to fly form, give it to them, and then we follow the rules.
Didn't
And then we have
take a few people right away, like if they have high fever.
Yeah, and they check the fever, everything.
Wouldn't that
And then we take the bus, like the government bus.
straight to, it was like a hotel
Straight to the-
or a building?
Yeah,
that
straight to the hotel that they prepare for us.
It's only like 9 minutes from my house, so
Yeah, it's so close.
so close.
Yeah, it is close. It's so close.
So you don't have to go day by day, 1 through 14. But you got there. What was some things you tried to or do to try to stay busy?
Excuse me?
What are some things you tried to do to stay busy during that 2-week stretch?
in the hotel.
Workout?
Oh yeah.
Actually, I do workout every day, like every day. And I have like a putting mat. So
Good.
I put it in the hotel and then practice a little bit and then watching some series like Korean dramas and learn some Korean.
Ben is learning Korean.
Yeah, I know. I saw your stories, like
Yeah.
introduce yourself in Korean, and that's good.
Can you read and write too, Ben?
Yeah, I'm probably better at that, actually. It's just trying to remember what all of them are, or knowing what they mean. I can read well, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can write well.
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Kapun krap.
Kapun krap.
Not Korean. I think that's Thai, but
Yes.
wait, Jan taught me that one. See, I'm picking up. I have lots of mentors for Thai.
Please say the good one though, not say the bad word.
Did you teach me that?
I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't do that.
If you teach me,
Don't do that.
now I can't.
The Thai people, and you know the bad words in Thai, it's so easy to pronounce.
Stop
Like
it. What?
everyone, it's like
Oh my
right away correct, pronounce it correctly when I teach them.
Jan, I don't know if I can trust you now. I'm gonna ask you for help. And I'm not gonna trust you. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research. I'll ask Prima first if it's okay.
Yeah, Prima is way better than me.
So I'm just gonna go up to Apple and tell her, and then she'll be like, "Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Apple, we always have the best conversations. She's so nice. We always talk every tournament for at least a couple of holes.
Yeah.
And if I tell her a bad word, Jan, then it's gonna ruin everything." Okay.
I saw her story. Like, she was so happy today, just eating on their balcony. She had like literally the biggest smile on her face. I was like so happy for her that she's finally out of quarantine and eating at the balcony of the condo.
Oh my goodness.
I look up like every day at that balcony.
Go outside, right?
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you had a special guest come visit you outside, right?
Yes.
I saw a big
Yes,
sign or something.
Yeah. Did you see the pictures? Like, Prim? You show Ben the pictures that
No.
May took?
I saw May posted.
Yeah.
We
May
were
posted.
we were so like scared. It literally like in front of the hotel it says like state quarantine. And there's like a police car like right in front of the lobby. And I don't know, like what wrote on there is not necessarily like the most formal of languages. Like if it's in the front page, it's probably not great. like my mom and dad would probably be extra proud of me. But so I was like so nervous, and I was there with one of our friends, and he's like, "Okay, like where should we do it?" I'm like, I mean, it has to be here. Like there's literally like no other place.
Yeah. In the parking lot.
Yeah. So I brought it out, and then we unfolded it, and I was so like excited for 2 seconds. Then I saw like 2 security guards that ran out of the hotel.
They ran?
Yeah, he ran out of the hotel, and then he stopped, and then he looked at us like how, you know, like a lion.
They're gonna report something.
ready to attack the prey. And then he comes in and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" Niทำอะไรกันครับ? And I'm like, oh, like our friends are
up there.
Yeah, like they're all out there, like they're looking. And then he's like, "Is it gonna take a long time?" And I was like, no, like probably not. Like we'll be out of your nose. Like we'll be out of your ears before you know it. So we started folding it, but it was so windy. And it was like in an open space. So I was like, actually, now that you're here, like, do you mind?
Can you help?
Put something like on the bottom part of the
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big sign. So she has to like ask him to help.
and then he's like, okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, which room is it?
Oh my gosh. So wait, can you share what it said?
Yeah, it's
I miss you.
miss you.
Aw.
Yeah.
I miss you. I started doing it, and then at first I wanted it to say like, miss you so much, like that. That's literally what it says. But and then I wanted to write like, get up and do your exercises.
but it's not enough space.
Yeah, it's too much work.
I had to get a whole nother poster. It looks pretty big from like the pictures or the videos that I saw.
It's big.
It's big.
It's like a car size.
Yeah, it's like two cars. But I wrote it, and I had to almost do like a yoga pose.
Yeah, because she asked me that. Okay. Because she asked me that. Okay, if I do some sign, are you gonna say it? I was like, if you do like the car sides, yes. Because I was like 10th floor. I was on the 10th floor.
Yeah, they're both on 10th and 11th.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then we got a call from Curate like right away. He's like, okay, that's not fair. Like, you have to come to the other side of the building.
Oh.
Yeah, because me and Mo and May, we are all the same side. Like the left side, I think. Yeah.
Curate and Apple is on the other side.
Yeah, on the other side.
So then I'm like, okay, we tried. Like, there's literally maybe we can sneak into a school, like behind this. There's no parking lot. There's like this big canal.
Canal?
Yeah, it's
I have no idea what is that side.
We looked and we're like, there's no way unless we can sneak into this like primary school and somehow get up to the roof. We can probably put it up, but let's not try to have more government people attack us.
Yeah, sounds like you could have been in your own version of quarantine after all that. Breaking into a school, get onto the roof. But it's the thought that counts. You tried.
Yeah, and like we had no pictures. Like the only pictures that we had of it was the ones that May took through like really smoky glass, right?
Yeah.
Like we were both so nervous. We're like, oh my god, we should get out of here. Like it should just be like a flash. Like, ready? Are you guys ready? Are you guys watching? Like
Oh my goodness. That reminds me of the feeling, I mean, not that I've ever done it before, but like sneaking onto a golf course to play a few holes. You know, like not that I've ever done that. But it seems like a very familiar, like the anxiety of getting caught, but you're also trying to enjoy like playing, but it's difficult because you're always wondering like someone's gonna pop out and like, hey,
hey, let me see the receipt you green fee.
I've never done that though. No, I wanted to so bad at Hazeltine last year at the KPMG, the women's PGA. After the tournament ended, there was like 4 hours of daylight left. So I went and like edited all my photos, and then I was like, okay. I walked outside and I was like, there's a lot of light. And I had my clubs in the car, in the parking lot right there. I was like, oh, I could just go play the first hole. But I decided not to. I was like, this is like too high a venue. I probably could just ask somebody, but no. I did not do it. I did not do it there. Only like local courses.
Good boy.
I think you should practice at your local courses first.
Well, I like to support our local courses though, so you know.
Donna and all of our referees that might be, doing their after hours job.
Okay, well, first of all, 100%, I would never sneak onto a tournament course. The only reason I thought about it was because the tournament was over. They taken the flag sticks down, like there was nobody out there. Everybody had left. Even Hannah had left. So it was after all the winning stuff, you have obligations. But yeah, I would never do that though. That would be a good way to be blacklisted off. Don't let Ben into any tournaments. Yeah. That would.
Right. How come he's not coming to our tournaments anymore?
It's like, Ben, you could have just asked one of us. You could have played any other time. You didn't have to sneak onto a golf course.
Right.
Okay, so I do want to hear a little bit about you guys, your relationship. When did you guys meet?
Do you remember?
Actually, I don't. I couldn't.
It's really funny actually because Jan she didn't grow up playing junior golf in Thailand.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah.
I started when I was 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Started playing golf, period, at age 15?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I actually played more golf when I was younger.
Exactly.
I was 15 and Jan started playing tournaments. I'm barely playing Thai tournaments because in my high school, they're very serious about missing school stuff. So I never got to do the national team qualifiers and I played more AJGA events, I feel than the tournament here, unless it's in the weekends. So
okay.
I think we met
I never saw
in the Asian tour, in China tour, only few times.
Maybe.
But we know each other, but we're not close because we don't really know what style are you.
No, we don't really
kind of like that. Yeah, I think we met in the China tour
no.
once or twice. No,
I didn't play that. No, I played my first year on China tour was 2015.
Yeah, I still play there. It makes sense.
Wait, but didn't we do LPGA?
Yeah, and then that year we do the
was it that year?
Q school.
The year before.
The Q school.
That
year because I won in Taiwan, so I decided to go to the US for Q school, and we met in there.
Yeah, you're right.
Are we staying together or no? Yeah, no.
First year.
No, yeah.
Not the first year.
But that year, I remember the final day that I played so good, and I got double bogey.
Yeah.
Actually, I hit 5 under.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah, I remember that.
Wait a minute. In the final round, I hit 5 under, and then the total was 5 under as well.
Oh.
After 17 holes, and I make the double bogey on 18. So I finished 3 under, and then the cut line was 4. I was crying so bad to make the top 20. It's so hard, and then I was like, what?
Right.
I was crying so hard, and then I think you were there.
I was so happy.
Yeah, you look so happy, but I was like, yeah, I was crying so hard and so bad because I feel so bad.
But top 20 was full status back then. It was top 20 gets full status.
Yeah, I'm the 21st.
Get partial, right? And I started I don't even know where I started before the final day, but then I didn't even know if I was in the top 45 or not. I think I was because I played pretty well that week. But then I didn't think that I would only miss the top 20 by like a few shots.
Yeah.
And I know that it goes by like, obviously, you know, 26 would be much better than 45th or like.
Yeah.
So when I knew that I was like 28th or 29th, I was like
so happy.
I was like so happy. I didn't even know if I was in the top 25. And the year before that, like right after college, in 2014, I tried Q school and I didn't make it to final stage. So then I like went to final stage without really having a lot of expectations. And I remember like, playing a lot of tournaments that year. I think we both played the full China schedule in 2015.
Yeah.
And Jan played really well that year. And I think I knew of her because of that. But like, we didn't really hang out a lot together
Yeah.
yet.
I just know her name. Like, and I just know that she graduated from the US, like from somewhere.
But like, before that, I don't even know of you. Like, I didn't even know you existed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, right? Like, we don't know each other.
So
And
20.
I think Prin introduced you for me, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
So in
Yeah,
2014,
and
you didn't know each other.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I know her.
Yeah.
I don't know her. Yeah, and then that day, I think I hugged her because I was crying.
And I hugged her because I was so happy. I was like,
It was so different mood.
dude, like, Jan, we made it. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy.
And I was like, oh shit, I made double on last hole, so I missed the top 20. And she was like,
yeah.
no, but we still make it some events to play.
Yeah, and like the next day, right? We had orientation.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, and then we started talking more like at orientation. And then Jan was like, again, like I was so happy. I was just, this is cool. Like, you know, I'm taking this. And then Jan is like so confused. Jan is like, does this count that we make it? Like, do I say I make it? Or
yeah. Am I the LPGA tour players, or I'm just a Symmetra? Or at that time my English is not very good, like at all.
Funny. It's so funny.
And I was so confused about my status, you know.
Yeah. Did you know going into the 18th hole where you were? Or
Excuse me?
Going into that 18th hole when you doubled it, like, did you know before that hole where you were at in like inside the top 20? Did you know?
No.
Oh.
I thought the top 20 it should be like 6 under or something. Because that time the leaderboard it's 6 under. I think they didn't change it, but on 15 holes or something.
Mm.
But it doesn't matter. I just make, you know, it's.
You made it now, Jan. You're
okay.
Yeah.
Are you still confused? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that day, that after the final day, that we have to go to the meeting, I'm so confused about my status.
You were so confused, and like we started talking more, and then we went to. Oh my gosh, we have to tell Ben about our first tournament in Hawaii.
First what? Oh yeah, and then so next year.
Oh my God.
We have a status in LPGA, so we decided to start in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, it's
so
the three of us.
Yeah,
you and I, and then
Prin. Yeah. So me and Prin, it's like, what do you call a rookie? We know nothing in the US, so we tell Prim to like, you book the house, you do everything, so we will pay you, kind of like that.
They're like, oh, do you think you're gonna stay at the official hotel? Like, it's a little bit more expensive, right? So like we started looking at some places and we found like a bigger house. So I'm like, okay, like we can stay here together.
Yeah.
And then
And then
we like my parents was there.
yeah.
Green was there. And then
when the practice round, there's no wind at all in Hawaii. Ben, have you been you've been to Hawaii, right?
Ben, like we got
Hawaii.
Like we've been practicing.
In the practice round, it's no wind at all. It's so nice weather.
Yeah. And we're like,
and then the first round,
like the beat, and then we go to the practice round, and we're like, Jan, we got this.
Yeah, I got this. And then the first round, you know what we hit?
Oh,
we play like +8, like 80. Yeah, we play 80, but the wind is so strong. I was like,
Jan and Finn, like finished first. And,
yeah, I play in the morning.
They both shot 80.
Yeah,
and I think I played in the afternoon, and then I remember coming home, and then Jan and Bryn were talking, and then they saw me, and they're like,
"See why it's different here."
They just what?
You know the LPGA, they have like a, what do you call it, a quad or something?
Yes.
LPGA, and then see why it's different here. I was like, okay, I see why it's different here.
We see why it's different. No, but then Jan and Bryn, like, when I walked into the house, Jan and Bryn just looked at me, and they were like, they were like, you were 6 over for the longest time. I thought that you would make it through your first day without shooting 80. And I was like, they were like, 80. We all shot 80. Like all 3 of us shot 80.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly 80.
It feels so bad. Like we feel so bad because in 2015 I made all the cuts. I play like 35 events, but play in the Asian tour, right?
Yeah.
But the first event that play in the LPGA play 80. I was like, I see why it's different. It's hard.
But it was so funny.
Well,
so we all missed the cut.
Yeah.
And then Prim.
Oh yeah.
Prim wanna go to paddle board, like paddle.
Okay, we're staying by the beach.
Yeah.
And okay, just because we missed the cut, like we shouldn't act like we're done, Like I'm like, damn.
But actually we're done.
Jan's like, let's go. And Jan's like, I'm just gonna stay. She's like, you go. Like, I'm just gonna stay in the room and watch my Korean series. And I'm like, so I walk out and I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this happen. So I went and I dragged her out of bed. I'm like, Jan, we need to do this. Get up. Like, we're in Hawaii. Let's go. So we went, and then my caddy and I rented some paddle boards. We just went to the beach right in front of our house, right?
For $30, right?
Yeah, it's so cheap. And then honestly, we're kind of in a ghetto area. Despite that, we got on our paddle boards. Neither one of us has tried it before. It was like all our first time.
Rookies again.
Yep. And then we started paddling. We're only maybe less than 100 yards out. And less than 25 minutes in. Yeah. Bryn and Dan are like, this was fun. Like, I had enough. Like,
Yeah, that's nothing. Let's go back.
Yeah. She's like, I had a taste of it. I see why. Like, let's go. And then I think my caddy, right? It was Kristen.
Yeah, Kristen.
My caddy just
saw something
all of a sudden, and she turns to us. Yeah, and she said, "Is that a dolphin?" And she said, "Is that a dolphin?" And we're all like, all of a sudden, we look like we're professional paddleboarders. Like,
no, all of us just turn around and then yes, let's go. I was like,
without even discussing.
Like Michael Phelps swim.
Yeah. Like we're so into it. And then it was like a huge pot of dolphins.
Yeah.
we can't believe it, like how much we got out of our $25.
Yeah.
It was just so amazing because I had my GoPro attached to one of my pedal.
Yeah.
So that I just like
put it in the water.
And then I looked at the video later. It was so amazing. There were like 50 dolphins.
Yeah.
50?
And like, I think it was a lot. We looked up and there was this boat that says Dolphin Tours.
Yeah.
It was right there. They were right there, like with us. And in that, I think we realized where we were. And then we looked back. We were probably like 300 something yards from the shore.
From the beach. Yeah, from the shore.
And then we're like, oh my gosh.
And that in the water, that has to feel so much further than a 300-yard like par 4.
Yeah. I think everybody fell down at some point, and when I fell down, like I didn't realize how deep it was.
Yeah, it's so deep.
On the paddleboard. Yeah.
I think it's like 5 or 6 meters, like in there.
Yeah, and they swim so fast, you know.
Yeah,
like when you
and they play with us.
Yeah, and you fell down, like they were there for a split second, and then all of a sudden it's like you and the ocean, and you see nothing, and you feel like a shark's gonna attack you like at any time. So you're like, oh my gosh, I think we should go back. And then the best part though was when I started going through the GoPro cameras or the GoPro footage. And one of the videos that I got was of a bunch of dolphins, and I see Jan's paddleboard, and I see her, like her face, like in the water.
I tried to look like I put my head in the water to look like how would they look like in the water.
Goggles.
I was like this.
It was so funny.
Oh, did you get to see him? Were you able to see him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think after that I fell down into the water.
Yeah, you did.
So are you glad that Prima made you go out?
Yeah, I'm so glad. It's my first time like to see like real dolphin and spend like $25. And I asked her like the people in the boat, I think they have to pay at least like $200.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I said to her like, is it what did I say to you, Prim?
You said like, I can't believe we got so much out of like the $25.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, you said like, did we just pay $25 like for that? Like,
well, like for dolphin tour?
Yeah.
I think it was better than a dolphin tour. You have to be like with the dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then why we close? why we are close friend, Prim?
I think that's like the start of it, right? And then
and then I just know that her childhood is the same as me.
Yeah, it's like the more time we spent together, the more time we realize we're really,
like our school, because I live in Bangkok and she live in Bangkok as well. Our school, like from middle school, is it middle school?
Yeah.
So close to each other, but we not know each other.
Yeah.
Oh. So
But I think we're so lucky that we didn't meet when we were younger.
Yeah. You know,
I think we
Prim
both,
said what you think to Ben.
yeah, because like we both love Korean singers, like K-pops when
Yeah,
it used to be really popular, right? And then
in Thailand.
literally like all the novels on my shelf, Jan has read it, like all of it.
On the books. Yeah.
Yeah. And like literally, yeah, pretty much we grew up very similar.
Same. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel like if we knew each other back then, like we might not become the
and a professional golfer.
that has like
we still like go to the concert together and then you're like
yeah.
Wow, I mean that's really cool. It also like maybe you would have just spent so much time together, then you would have like. I think you guys would have been friends no matter what. I don't know if you might have like I think Jan's right. Maybe you would have like distracted each other so much. You would have become like K-pop fangirls, like fan club members, and you would just travel, going to concerts and
and then you know you will have some like weird song, like the songs that you know that nobody's gonna listen. And then when I turn it on, she can sing. I was like, did you know this song?
Yeah.
I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised.
We had a Q school or a Q series together this previous year.
Yeah.
This past winter. And like during the road trip, one of the songs came on my phone, and Jan was like, "Wait, where's my phone?" And I'm like, "You're holding your phone. Like, what are you talking about? I'm driving." And she's like, "There's no way another person like has this song on their phone." She's like, "Every single time that this song comes on, I know for sure it's my song." And I'm like, "Not this time. This is my phone. You're holding."
Yeah, and you know, it's especially like Korean songs. And I listen some like weird stuff. Yeah, I can say that. But yeah, I'm so surprised that she had some weird stuff on her phone as well.
I think there was when Jan like turned on this like a weird not weird song, but like songs that do you know, Ben, like sometimes you haven't listened to a song for like 10 years, like literally
a long time. Yeah.
I think like the last time I had that song that I listened to that song was on my iPod, like the one with no touch screen.
Yeah.
But then Jan had it on, and all of a sudden, this words that is my mother language
it came out.
Just came out of my mouth, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is so scary." Like, scared of myself. Like, why don't you remember something that's more useful? Like honestly, the first time Ben asked me to do like a Zoom call, I literally went on YouTube and listened to like 5 TED Talks because I feel like I have nothing good to say. and then like weirdly somehow I got redirected back to Korean dramas like from my TED Talks.
Weirdly, you went from TED Talks to Korean dramas.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Like that transition is just like I think it went from like educational talks to like how to stop eating in quarantine talks, and then Korean dramas.
And wait, you were worried about not having anything to say?
Yeah, I feel like I'm so I don't know what I would say, but
you and Jan. See, that's why I like talking. Like, well, first of all, you should have known after our talk at the U.S. Open last year that it was going to be fine. But like, whenever you're with friends, I feel like it just, especially really good friends, you just you start to bounce off each other because you tell a story and then it reminds you of another story, and then you can just flow. So, nothing to say.
Yeah, that's good.
That's true.
That was so fun.
But I think, I mean, the part that we really got close, I think just because from after spending so much time in the US, it's like you don't really have the same life with your friends that doesn't live in the US. You know, like your schedule is different, and like they don't really understand what you're trying to do and stuff like that. So I think because Jan is so literally close to my house, like we do a lot of stuff together in the off season. Yeah. It just becomes more and more scary how much
I agree.
So I think it got to the point where we were like, you know what? We're just gonna think that we're sister now. Like we're just gonna, you know, assume that something that we think only I know, you know now. Like literally, I'm just gonna shot a look like across the room to you and expect you to know what I want from you.
Like my birthday, her parents like come.
Yeah.
Her family or the whole family.
Than at my birthday. just to put it.
Wait, did you just say more people from your family went to Jan's birthday than your birthday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, I'm the part of the family now.
Yeah, and it sounds like you might be the favorite too.
I know, right? I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah, when I meet her father, he was like, "Let's play golf. Let's go play golf."
Oh my God. We have to tell Ben about our dads.
Yes.
Yeah, but right now they are close friends. You know, they keep calling each other, and then
They do.
yeah. My dad, he just go play golf with her dad. Like,
Yeah.
I think more than 10 times right now.
Really? That many?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He even know you like your dad friends, all the friends, like close friends. Yeah.
That's funny. But like the first time, you know, we thought it would be fun. We can kind of do like a daddies and daughters match, you know? Like I think it'd be a fun thing to do. So then we're like, okay, Jan, let's invite our dads to our little, you know, golf rounds. So then we ended up going. Jan actually plays golf with her dad a lot. Like practices together. So that's normal for them. But I only usually play with my dad like once a week. So he's so excited to be playing with us and to finally meet Jen's dad. And it's like, that's like the first time they met, right? It's less than a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And then my dad is a lefty. and Jan's dad short game is just phenomenon. Like I have not.
Like he hits so short, so that's why he has to have a short game, like really good short game. Yeah, but it's so incredible.
Really good.
So good. Like I think he chipped in every single time I play with him. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like at least one hole.
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, you need to learn like just all of these. You know what? Actually, I take that back. I need to learn from your dad. It's so like it's so funny. After that round, like they're both like super into golf. Like Jan's dad is the head of the Asian Tour referee for the men's. So you know like all the rules and like all the course setup. When we play the US Open practice round together, Jan's dad is like, oh, for sure they'll put a pin here. Like here. Okay,
like right here.
3, 4.
It's so easy to practice though that day. Like, okay, I'm just gonna go there.
Yeah, but it's quite funny. And then they were so into golf and so into the match that we gave him nicknames. Like, whenever they started golf talking, you know, like when one person say like when Jan started talking about like something, or like when someone started talking about something they're really, really, really into, you know, they kind of go into their little zone.
Yeah.
And like our dads are like that. My dad is like, Prim, you know what? Go ride with Jan. Like I want to ride with Jan. I'm like, hey. I'm like, Jan, I want to ride with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then they like walking in the fairways together, and they're mingling, and they're going into the zone that you can literally see in this bubble.
I think because they are the same age, like so close, pretty close, like same childhood.
Yeah, Jan's dad is like telling my dad that they should both go try the senior Q school.
Yeah.
Senior tour, like the time.
No, super senior, like over 70.
You said super senior?
Yeah. So their girls have been practicing. I think more of Jan's dad than my dad, but like when they brought that up, like we gave them nicknames whenever they go in their little zone of like golf talks, and we're like, Jan's dad, his nickname is Moo, like short. His nickname is Moo, and my dad his nickname is Mooey. So
it's pretty same, right?
Very close.
We call them the Sham Moo and Bill Moikinson.
Yeah, because her dad is lefty, so that's
yeah, so that's why.
Wait, Phil Milkinson?
Mui, like MUI.
Oh, Weakinson?
Yeah. And then the Shamu.
The Shamu.
So you're saying this all has transpired in like the last year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like our dad. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's amazing. So have they always played golf, or did they play golf like once you two started getting into golf, or they played golf before that?
So I think we both started because of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like super into golf.
Yeah, I started with my sister, and then she just quit. She's a nerd.
He quit too.
Well, okay, so what age did you start, Prima?
I started younger, much younger than Jan. My
7 or 8?
Yeah, like 8, I think. But my dad actually wanted my brother to be a golfer, and he wanted me to be a tennis player. Like he liked sports, but like he kind of had like plans in mind. And at that point, when like 20 years ago, I think women's golf is not as big as it is now. So my dad just thinks that like it would probably be more like a girl sport to play tennis. But like I hated running after balls. I'm like, I love tennis, but I can't run like for the life of me. It just doesn't it doesn't really give me joy to run in the sun. So he actually puts me in like a tennis specific school. So like how you switch PE? Like do you switch PE? Like what do you do for PE like every semester? Like sometimes you do like, volleyball, sometimes you do like 1 year you do volleyball, 1 year you do soccer.
What we would do is usually it would be like a week to 2 week segments of sports. And then like one semester would be team sports, and then another semester would be individual sports.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's how we did it.
That's cool. We did like a year segment where 1 year you do this and 1 year you do this, but every year it's like one semester would always be tennis at my school.
Always.
So like it would always be tennis. We have like 4 buildings in our school, but we had like 9 tennis courts. So everybody would come to school with a backpack and a tennis racket, like hanging out in the backpack. Like, we're so cool. And like, but literally everybody knows how to play good tennis, like at our school. And my dad put me into like extra program since from, I think, preschool to preschool to 1st and 2nd grade. So I had to stay like extra hour after school, like every day doing tennis. And after 2nd grade, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. So I told my dad, but this is how it works, because like I would get off of school before my brother. So they would come pick me up first, and then we go pick up my brother, and then we go to his golf lessons. And I would just sit and watch him golf, right? So like about the same time that I told my dad I don't want to do tennis, I started going to my brother's golf lessons and realized that he's been doing the same thing for 2 weeks, like the same drill. And like the pro is like giving him the same thing to do. So like one night I just walked up to him and I was like, why can't you do it? Like, it's literally been the same move, you know, for 2 weeks.
You're not even changed.
Yeah. And my brother, he's quite athletic, but like he's like, it's actually hard. You know, the ball is like this small and the club is like this small and it's so long, you know, and he's like, if you don't believe me, then you should try it.
Try.
Yeah. So I went back home and I told my dad, I'm like, I don't want to do tennis anymore. Like, since I have to go to his golf lessons anyway, can I just do golf? And my dad's like, okay.
Of course.
Do golf. Do golf. Like, I think it was less than 3 months after that, my brother just quits.
Your brother.
It was just me at the golf lessons. But yeah. We're like golfing families. Both my parents golf, and my brother golfs. My sister doesn't golf. She's really girly. She's one of those book readers on the golf carts in the weekend. Yeah.
But she's there. Yo, and ballet is so tough. I mean, I never did it. I watched my sister when she was younger do it. But, oh man.
It is so hard, and like she's a really hard worker too. So like I could see, you know, her feet, like all the ballerinas' feet are like so messed up. Yeah. But my favorite part though about Sunday when we go out golfing is to play in the bunkers. So like every time when I hit in the fairway, my dad would say, good job! And then I would go from the fairway and hit it in the bunker, and me and my brother would just be whacking sand, like, all over the place. Oh. I know. I remember one time the marshal came up to my dad, and he's like, you know, it's okay that your kid likes to play in the sand, but the group behind you is complaining about the sand castle that you didn't rake.
A full castle in the bunker. You can't.
I'm sure they're not happy about it.
Oh my goodness. So Jan, you started at age 15. That has to be as far as professional golfers, but especially out like on the LPGA, has to be pretty unique. I don't think there's very many people that started.
Ooh, it's really late.
At age 15. Why? I don't want to say like why'd you wait so long, but what changed at 15? Like,
because in Thailand, in the middle school, is it not middle school, Prim? Mathayom, it's
middle.
Like, it's grade 10.
Like Mossy.
No, mo 3.
Yeah, it's middle school.
Yeah, and I like study in like a government school.
Senior year.
So after the grade like 10 or after the grade 9, you have to choose that, like, I don't know how to explain, like which way you're gonna go, like which way you're gonna study, like sciences or language or math, kind of like that.
In high school, you have to have your focus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that time
in the government school, yeah.
I've learned that actually I'm a good student. Like, I'm a nerd. A little bit.
Don't lie.
A little bit, but I always sleep in the classroom, like in the room when we study.
Go, thank you.
Always, like always. Ben, every day, always. But I'm like,
Her grades are good, right? Like good.
yeah, my grade, it's pretty good. Like surprise my mom, kind of like that. And then I study in the room that, top 2.
I don't think they have that in the US, Dan. Ben, do you have in the US, if you have really good grades, then you're put in a class
different, special room, kind of like that.
In middle school, they had even in elementary school for 5th and 6th grade, so age say ages 10 to 13, there are you can take, where I live, it's called what is it called? AC, which is academic challenge. So it's you're taking a little bit more advanced classes than everybody else.
Yes, kind of like that. But I started from grade 7 to grade 9, and I started on that level. Yeah, advanced, kind of like that. But I don't like to study. I like English. I don't like math at all. I don't like Thai. Why we have to learn Thai when we speak Thai? You know what I mean? Always sleep in the classroom. Always.
Did you get in trouble?
Especially, excuse me.
Did you get in trouble for sleeping?
Not really, because I sit back of the room, because I'm kind of big. So in Thailand, in one room we have so many students, 30 or 40 students in the room. So I'm big. So if I sit in the front, the people from who sit in the back couldn't see what do you call
the board and the screen?
Board, the screen, whatever. So I had to sit back, way back, back, sit in front, to the trash, next to the trash. Yeah, always. Yeah. And I realized that I don't like to study, and I think that time my sister, she want to be a doctor, and then she study everything. She's a nerd one, so she read
so smart.
Yeah, she's so smart, and then she couldn't make it to doctor.
What happened?
Yeah, she couldn't make it. She read every book. I was she's a pet. Her eyes was getting black, dark, because she studies so much, and then she couldn't make it.
If you have, say there's 11 homerooms.
Yeah.
Say there's 11 homerooms, and every homeroom has 30 to 40 kids. So you're ranked by every year you're put in a different homeroom based on your GPA from the previous year.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're grade 9A, that means that you're
you are the top.
Yeah, you're A+ students. And if you're grade 9E, that means that you're not doing really good. You're kind of in the class that's throwing stuff at the teacher.
Mess up everything. Yeah, and my sister, everybody in the school
always in the A.
know my sister, and then they expecting me that I'm gonna good like my sister. I'm gonna study good like my sister. In the
Dan is
math.
You're smart, but you're just not your sister.
Yeah, my sister, she's kind of crazy. What do you call we have a math,
a 0.1 percentile.
ไม่เหมือนแบบมีห้องแบบเลขอ่ะครูเลขอ่ะ
Like a
อธิบาย
math.
ให้เป็น
Like a math.
And my sister name, it's in the board with 100 points. I was with the 100 points. Like, she never make a mistake. Like, yeah, she never
Nothing.
make the test wrong.
But I think
so-
that she studied so hard and she didn't get through like medical school.
Yeah. So I was like,
That was the point where Jan realized that like she can be like super smart, like so much smarter than Jan is, and still like not get through.
yeah, I want to be in the middle. I mean, medical school as well, if I have a chance. But I decided to quit the school because my sister, like, because I know like how hard she worked. Like, she worked so hard and she couldn't make it, and I was like, I'm not gonna make it too.
Oh, Jan, you graduated.
Because I have no patience at all. My sister, like, very patient.
But like, didn't you have a conversation with your dad and like?
Yeah,
your family?
and he was like, and that time I think I go play on the like junior tournaments, and I hit like 75, which is pretty good. Like, because I just start play a year, so I play 75. So my dad is so surprised, and he asked me that, you wanna like take it serious?
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah. And that time I was like, yeah, why not? I don't like to study. It's
Like,
it's so comfortable when you don't have to go to school.
you.
I'm kind of lazy. Yeah, because I have to take this homeschool if I quit the school, like, yeah, kind of like that. So I agree with my dad. And then after that, I quit school, practice, like, every day.
But then,
Yeah.
I mean, Jan graduated. Like, she graduated with a degree, like university.
Okay.
Yeah, after grade 12 in the homeschool, so I decided to go to the university, like, open,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
kind of like that, and then
So-
graduated from that.
Okay, short, but you're good in school. Like, you're very smart.
No, I'm not.
Then,
I think-
girl.
I think you are. You're not giving yourself enough credit, but
But my mom's so surprised after, like, she saw my grade. And in Thailand, when you have a test, like, during the test season, let's say Monday you have test, so Tuesday you stop. Like, they said like a day, reading day, kind of like that, and then Wednesday you go back to test again. I never read the book, never. My sister have to like, Jen, let's
You're
go read the book. Read your book.
Smart that you don't need to read.
Yeah, I don't like to read, like, always sleep.
where's
In the
but the
classroom.
information's already in there. How do you?
Exactly.
How's that happen? That's
I don't
natural.
know.
That's natural intelligence. That's what it is. That's wild. Okay.
I think Jan and I are Jan and I, when we got on the LPGA tour, like, we were the first, like, since Virada, since Pee Wee, who went to Duke, that like, graduated college and go like that route, to like to get on tour. Yeah, to go from, it's like so many girls that started so much earlier than us that it
And they don't graduate.
it doesn't seem like it's a norm for Thai players. So like I think Jan is just like selling yourself short for that. 'Cause
Thank you for listening to episode 8, part 1 of Pitching It with Ben. I can't wait to share part 2 next week, where, in my opinion, you'll hear one of the greatest unknown stories in all of golf. Thanks for listening, and see you in part 2.